division using array and area models. So today I have 8 divided by 2, and this is a very simple problem. But when you are dividing, it means to share equally. It means this right here is called my dividend. That's the amount that I am going to divide. I'm going to divide 8 things, and then 2 is my divisor. That's what I'm going to divide 8 into, what I'm dividing by. And then the answer I get is called the quotient. So using array means I'm going to use rows and columns. Rows go across, columns go up and down. So 2 lets me know how many rows I can make right off the bat. So here's 2, and I'm going to continue to count until I reach 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my array. And if you count, I actually have 2 rows. But to figure out the answer to this division, I'm going to look at my columns and see how many I have. If you notice, I have 4 columns. So I can write that. 8 divided by 2 rows equals 4 columns. I could also use an area model. We know that area is the total square units it takes to fill up the inside of a shape or a space. And so when I use the area model, I know that it could be taken up by 2 rows. So I could use that. I don't have to do anything and then figure out how many. But I already know using that array model that I'm going to have 4. So here's my 4 spaces, and it kind of, you can see that area model really well in there, and if you count all the blocks, you get 8. But this is my 8 things divided into two rows, and I know that I have 4 columns even here. Sometimes you can even use this to talk about things that don't come out quite equally when you have your remainder. And so let's try 13 divided by 4. And we're going to use the array and area model. So if I have 13 of something, that's my dividend, and then my 4 would be my divisor. And so I'm going to take 4 rows, and I'm going to keep counting until I can't count by 4 anymore. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I've gotten to 12, but I know that I have a 13th one. When I look, I can see clearly that I have 4 rows. 4 equal rows with the same amount in them if I cut off this one. And then 3 columns that are all equal here. So I know that 13 divided by 4 gives me a quotient of 3 because there are 3 equal rows. But there is this one thing left over. So when you have that thing left over, that is your remainder. So it makes 13 divided by 4 gives me 4 rows, but 3 equal columns with one thing left over, and that's my remainder. And so if I wanted to make an area model just like this, then I would have 4, and I'm using the area model already. 3 would be my side. How in the world am I going to show that remainder? I know that this whole thing is going to be 12 because area is length times width, and 4 times 3 is 12. But I know that I have 1 extra, so I'm just going to draw 1 more extra square unit out here, and then I'm going to add that, and that gives me the 13. And so that is doing division using array and area models.